Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I'm Emily. I love macrame, thrifting, and a good DIY project. Today I am doing a what I eat in a day video. In my morning routine video, I showed you guys that I was making a curry soup and I was overwhelmed with how many people wanted the recipe. So I decided to just do a what I eat in a day video and include my curry soup. I also am gonna have a blog post for the soup, so you guys can also just get the recipe there. Before I jump into anything, I wanted to quickly give you guys an overview and tell you about my diet and what I eat and why I choose to eat what I eat. So I am basically paleo, but I know I have a little bit of differences from paleo. I eat beans and legumes. I think that's the main difference, is that I know paleo doesn't. Other than that, I'm basically paleo. I am dairy-free. I've been dairy-free for 2 years now. I'm gluten and grain-free. I am refined sugar-free, and I try to stay away from most sugars. However, I'm a little bit more lenient now than when I first went on my diet. I do have like honey and maple syrup, and then I also don't have any white potatoes. I do have sweet potatoes, but no white potatoes. And I also eat corn, which I don't think paleo, I don't know if paleo allows that. I eat corn and like tortilla chips and stuff like that. I can quickly tell you guys why I choose to eat this way. I have something called polycystic ovary syndrome, and maybe I'll like link information down below because I really don't feel like describing it, and I'm not a doctor and I would do a terrible job. But I've had this since I was 16. In the past year or so, I've really looked more into a PCOS diet, which all across the board, many women with PCOS eat different things, but they definitely have suggestions, and PCOS affects women differently. So it's not like a one-size-fits-all diet, but they do have a lot of recommendations. Again, I don't need to go into it. If you go on Pinterest, there's lots of information and kind of like diet guides. So this is what I found worked for me, and I do this because I have PCOS. So some women eat whole grains and they do eat gluten. Other people maybe stay fully away from that. And some women with PCOS eat a keto diet, but they allow dairy, and I am like, dairy is a huge no for me. So I think that PCOS, it's kind of hard. There isn't, I would say, an exact thing that fits everybody, but this is what I choose to eat on my PCOS diet. So again, I'm not a doctor and I'm not an expert. I've been eating this way since October, and I guess the effects of it is that I have lost like around 10 pounds. So yeah, that's awesome. That wasn't my goal, wasn't actually to lose weight, although that is an added benefit. I don't count my calories. I just eat what I want to eat. I find eating this way, I no longer get indigestion. I'm fuller a whole lot longer. I don't have crazy cravings, and yeah, it's really benefited me. One huge thing is I struggled a lot with bloating, and I still do every now and again, but I used to struggle like every single day, and now I'm like bloated once or twice a week maybe. It's just really changed my life. Without further ado, here is what I eat in a day. To start my day, almost every single morning, I have a smoothie, and I do share it with my son, so that's why I'm making a bigger size. I get frozen mango. This is just organic frozen mango from Costco, but honestly, I use all sorts of fruit. We just have this one right now, but I also like berries, whatever I feel. And I add flax meal. Sometimes I get seeds. This time I just bought the ground flax. And then I do a whole handful of spinach to get some greens in there. I put some water in up to the line. Sometimes I have to add in more. I really like thick smoothies, so I kind of add as needed, blend it up, and this was my breakfast. It is 9. I drank that smoothie around 7. So I'm hungry. What I've been doing for a snack is I buy these pepperoni sticks. My very cute tiny plate, but anyways, I'm just eating 1 apple, which Olin might have some, 2 or 3 pepperoni sticks depending on how hungry I am. I'm gonna show you guys how I make my curry soup, and let me just say that I made it up, and you know, if you make it and you don't like it, I don't really have anything to say except I like it. I literally eat this once a week pretty much. I don't usually measure, so sometimes they turn out a little different. This time I'm gonna try and measure, and I am going to do a blog post and give you guys the whole recipe, so that'll be in the description box below. First thing is I take 3 peppers, and yellow is my favorite, but you know, sometimes yellow, orange, red, whatever, but I try to do more sweeter ones like the yellow ones. We just chop these, and I just do in strips, but if you guys aren't like huge pepper people, then you can always like chop them up really fine, but I do like big strips of peppers. I love peppers.
Please, I have some.
Here.
What's for me?
I just do like strips and throw them in my crock pot. I usually add 2 to 3 chicken breasts, depending on how much chicken I want. So I just have 2 frozen chickens in here. They're going in the crock pot. I'm gonna add chickpeas and red lentils. Now, if you are 100% paleo, then you guys don't eat beans or legumes of any kind. I think a great alternative, of course it would have a little different flavor, but I think you guys could do cauliflower instead. So if you don't want the beans, why don't you try cauliflower? And I think that would fill the soup more and still kind of work with the curry flavor. But I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 can of chickpeas. I, of course, drain and rinse them because ew. And I also am going to add a 1/3 cup of dried red lentils. Next, I am going to add in 1 little can of tomato paste and 1 full can of coconut milk. Next, we are going to add our spices. So I am like heavy on my spices. I don't know if other people are. But I usually add, I mean, I just like pour it on, but we'll do like tablespoons because it's good. Tablespoon of turmeric, a tablespoon, which I have more of this, of curry powder, and a tablespoon of onion powder, and then salt and pepper. I don't know, just put it on. I don't know how much. Also going to add some curry paste. I've used 2 different kinds, but honestly, it's like whatever you guys find in your grocery store, I guess just get curry paste. This is tiki masala curry paste. I've been using a different one that's called like, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, like Madras, M-A-D-R-A-S, I don't know. That's the one I've used for years, and then I just grabbed this one and I really liked it. I do like a heaping tablespoon. So maybe we'll call it 2 tablespoons. Let's call it 2 tablespoons. If it's spicy, then do less, but if you really like the flavor, do more, but I did 2 tablespoons. My secret ingredient, which I think is a game changer, is that I use coconut aminos. It's a soy substitute. So this is it's pretty sweet. Hi, you looking? You can use soy sauce, but I think soy sauce doesn't have that sweetness. So if you use soy sauce, maybe add like a tablespoon of coconut sugar or something, or just get some coconut aminos, and I do about 2 tablespoons of coconut aminos. Skip this step, it's totally fine, but I like my curry to be a little bit sweeter, and I find that this does that. This is what it's looking like. I've waited to add my coconut milk and my broth just so I could show you guys. We have our beans, our lentils, peppers, chicken, all of our spices. I use bouillon cubes. This is just an organic bouillon cube, no salt added. So sometimes with this one, I definitely need to add more salt at the end. I did 4 cups of broth and I just added a little extra bouillon cube from a different one. So about 4 cups of broth, 1 can of coconut milk. Put the lid on and then I put it on high. Put it on high. And honestly, I swear everybody's crock pots are so different. Do you guys find that? Like, until your chicken is like just able to fall apart, because then we'll like shred the chicken apart. So 3 or 4 hours. I don't know, you guys. You guys know your own crock pots, so wait till your chicken's cooked. Everything else should be fine when the chicken's cooked. Olin asked if we could make muffins, so I will share the muffin recipe that I'm making. They are paleo banana muffins and they are so good. At least I think they're good. Maybe it's because I haven't had sugar in a while, but I was like, dang, these are really good. These are the chocolate chips I use. This is about the most sugar that I have because they do have sugar in them. It's cane sugar, but this is like the only, I would say, true sugar that I have. I finished the muffins. I'm about to eat this one, and Olin is eating his lunch. It has been a few hours and my soup is done, so I'm gonna show you what we do. This is what it looks like. I'm going to take out my 2 chickens and shred them. I just took 2 forks and pulled it apart. It does not have to look pretty. And then you just dump it back in. This is what it looks like, you guys. And I do 2 things which you do not have to do. I absolutely love adding fresh lime to my bowl and of course cilantro. I am a huge cilantro fan. A lot of people don't like cilantro, but I feel like you either love it or you hate it, and I love it. You guys might have noticed, but I eat a lot more food just in the morning time. That's when I'm hungriest, and I feel like right around noon until dinner, I eat very, very little. So I don't know why I work that way, but I'm just like really, really hungry in the mornings. It is dinner time, and for dinner, I decided to do sweet potato fries, which are in the oven, and then hot wings. I've recently started making the most amazing hot wings. My husband loves them, and so it's just a win-win. How I do the sweet potatoes, basically I just cut them into fries, and then I cook them at like 425 for like 20 minutes, flip them, and then another like 15 or 20. They kind of take a while, but I like my like sweet potatoes kind of crispier. For my wings, I had them in the freezer, froze them in hot sauce, and then all I do is I place them on baking sheets and I broil on high. Well, this is what my oven does, but I would watch yours because I know ovens are kind of different, and my sister-in-law broils them on low, but I have to broil them on high for about 15 minutes, flip them, and then broil, and then keep them for another like 10 or 15. And then they're really crispy and so good. And then I like to put more Franks on top. Here are my cooked sweet potato fries and my finished wings. The lighting was rough, but I promise it's yummy. It is the end of the day, guys. I should have filmed my outro earlier, but I didn't. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up. As always, you guys can subscribe for more of my everyday life. Follow me on Instagram at EmilyFaith22. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you next time.